So it's like the exact opposite today. I do fight training. The sun is out. I don't know why the mood is shifted, but if you have a look, that is wonderful. So I look forward to setting up the gym, and today actually getting some work done and working hard. Let's do it. So, as you saw there, way more motivated today. Seems crazy how motivation can change between sessions so rapidly. Yesterday I felt sore, tired, even a little bit fluey. Kind of just generally exhausted. Had to take a Panadol before training, and it was only a light day. I skipped training in the morning and I trained in the afternoon instead just because I had to get it done. And I felt better afterward to some degree, but, you know, generally just super exhausted and tired. And then today, woke up, worked with some clients, ate breakfast, sat outside, sun was shining, and I felt awesome. It's pretty interesting how, weather in general can play such a big part, but also, had a good sleep and generally just felt less stressed and more ready to go, which, was fantastic timing because today was a whole lot heavier than yesterday, and this was my third session of my last cycle, so I've only got two more to go, and then I'm on a deload. So started off today, we had to work up to 100 kilos and then do 3 doubles at 100 kilos at hang snatches. Not super heavy by any means, but honestly on this floor with the slant that it's got, everything feels a little bit heavier. So I've almost had to change technique, which is really interesting. You can see here me warming up at the bar, and I did feel a bit stiff, honestly. I had to do some more warm-up sets. I had to make sure that I sat in the hole, got into the squat position, and really just mobilized my knees and my ankles because they were feeling quite tired still for whatever reason. And generally that's my advice for all warm-ups. If I'm giving it to somebody, it's, do something that gets everything going, the blood going, the cardiovascular system going, whether that's riding a bike, doing a quick row, star jump, skipping, whatever it is. Get warm, and then after that, do things that are specific to the movement. So, you see me here opening up my quads. That's how stiff and sore I was. But typically I won't do this, I might get into a squat because that's specific to the snatch, especially the hang snatch, getting quite deep. But besides actually doing, lighter warm-ups of the actual movement, I don't really do anything else. I used to do a lot of activation work. I was talking to someone the other day saying how we remember we used to do so much warming up. Like sometimes it would take 30 to 40 minutes, activating, stretching, kind of foam rolling. And it's just funny to see how times have changed in terms of warm-ups. Now I do so much less. I'll just kind of do something that gets the blood pumping and the heart rate up, and then I'll do specific things to the actual session. So in this case it was kind of, snatch bar movements, and then I just slowly loaded up. So just did 60 for 2 then, 60 for 4 rather, felt pretty good. And then here's straight to 90. I've been playing around with this jump, going 60 to 90 each time. And honestly, it doesn't feel too bad. Kind of felt heavy off the floor just in general, but overall, the 30 kilo jump I'm starting to tolerate. And then here's 95 for 2. Again, for whatever reason, it felt really heavy off the floor today. And honestly, my pull's not fantastic. You can kind of see that I'm cutting it each time, just a little bit. But what I do have going for me, for whatever reason, is I'm fast. I'm moving really quickly. So I'm snapping underneath the bar. Pulling myself underneath. There we go, 100 kilos, feels really heavy, and then here I go, almost a miss there, cheeky CrossFit double, and then an easy second rep. So the pull's not great. I think it was a mixture of how I was kind of leaning over, getting over the bar, but also how I just wasn't extending enough and I was choosing to drop underneath it. But not bad considering of how hard I've worked this cycle and kind of pushed it prior. And there we go again, kind of sitting onto my toes, pushing my head through. Not great reps, but got it done. And then after snatch, the goal was to work up to 3 by 2 at 125 kilo hang cleans. So all the hang movements have worked really well because since I start at the very top, obviously on the hangs with no blocks, I find that it's a little bit easier to get underneath it, even though I'm on an incline for my ankles and my kind of levers, than to start from the floor. I find starting from the floor is just changes the bar path totally, and I'll either have to kick the bar out horizontally or I'll over pull. And as you can see all around me, if I lose that bar behind me, that bar is going straight through the plastic. So there's 125 for 2. And I kind of had an idea today in regards to my training, and the idea was I wanted to see what my strict press was at. I haven't strict pressed for a very long time. I've been doing a lot of bench pressing in this cycle, which is new, not really specific to weightlifting, but it's fun and I wanted to try it out. So I've been doing strict press probably since March, the start of the year, and that's gone up. My best strict press was like 115, 120, and then because I hadn't really done it, and then in a couple months of doing it, I moved it all the way up to 135, and I should have a 140 in me in no time. But because of shoulder issues and a bunch of other things, I just haven't been strict pressing. I just found it uncomfortable. The grip wasn't nice, and my jerk's been going up without it. So why do it? I don't really need the strength. But I wanted to see. Listen, I've been doing a bunch of overhead work. I've been doing a lot of bench press. How does this translate to my strict press? With my previous PB being 77.5 kilos, and that was probably I think in 2019, so a while ago. And that was a real grinder. And so I took some jumps. I just wanted to see how it felt. One of the things I noticed was how technical strict press is, in the sense that you've really got to get used to the movement of kind of how you grip it and where you place your thoracic spine, how much you squeeze your hips. Yeah, and that's 70 kilos, feeling quite hard. And so this is 75 kilos, pretty close to my old PB. Squeeze. And I was surprised how well that moved, so I said, let's do 80. That's 2.5 kilo PB. Let's see how it goes. Again, I haven't really been training this at all for over maybe 2 years, and oh my goodness. The grind was insane. I almost dropped it on the floor and I decided, no, there's no room for it. But seriously, next level exhausting.